everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Catarina and I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Today's video is going to be another foundation review and a full demo, and today we're going to be talking about the L'Oreal Pro-Matte Infallible Foundation. As you guys may have saw, I did a top 5 foundations for oily skin a couple videos back. I'm doing one every year, and I hadn't tried this foundation yet because it just didn't really catch my eye. I heard a lot of mixed reviews on it and I was really content with the foundations that I had. Then I also got a lot of questions on if I've tried this foundation, if I've liked it, so I decided to go pick it up and try it out for myself, and I ended up really loving it. So like usual, first things first, I'm going to take you through the demo portion so you can see it being applied to the skin from bare skin to full face of makeup, and then afterwards we'll talk about the facts, break down the pros and the cons, and then my final thoughts. So let's get started. Okay, so that was the demo portion. Let's go ahead and break down the foundation and give all the facts. So first things first is the price. This foundation retails from anywhere about $11.99 to $12.99. I picked mine up at Walmart for $11.99. The packaging looks a little bit smaller, but it actually is the standard foundation size of 1 fluid ounce. In terms of your shade selection, this foundation comes in 12 different shades. Right off the bat, that is a big con to me because you guys know me. I really like when foundations come with 20 or more shades because I feel like that helps cater to everybody from really fair skin to really deep skin and everything in between as well. My current shade is 106 Sun Beige. It is a pretty good match. It's a little bit tan and a little bit kind of on the orange side, but once I blend it in and work with it, and especially after the concealer, it just melts into my skin and matches me pretty perfectly, I think. So for the claims, I kind of have this little chart on the back, which I haven't seen before on a foundation, and it kind of gives you each kind of category that a lot of foundations come in. So it has first the finish. It's going to circle the demi-matte finish, so it does claim to have a demi-matte finish, which is more of like a satin finish, not completely matte, not dewy, just kind of right in the middle. And then it also says it's going to wear up to 24 hours. I have not personally worn this foundation for 24 hours, but it's very long lasting in my opinion. I can get a good 8 hours with no touch-ups and I still don't look shiny, I don't look oily, I don't feel greasy. It just looks really nice and natural on the skin. They also are claiming the foundation to be a medium coverage. I definitely agree with that, and it's also buildable. But we're going to talk about how you want to build it up a little bit in the later on, because that can be a pro and a con to me. And then they also claim for the texture to be an air-light texture, and I also completely agree with that. When I feel my skin, I feel like I'm just touching my actual skin. I don't feel like I'm touching foundation. I honestly can't feel it on my face. To me, it kind of dries to a powder finish because I don't feel it. So quickly, let's talk about the pros and the cons. First thing is the packaging. The packaging is both a pro and con to me. A pro because I love the squeezy tube. It's very travel friendly, very easy to use, and it's very sanitary. A con being it is so hard to match yourself at the store. I think this is see-through right here, but even then, so many of the shades right next to this one, like I said, this is 106 Sun Beige. So many shades around it looked exactly the same that it was so hard for me to pick it up and see what color I wanted to get. And being $11.99, I didn't want to pick up multiple shades, whereas the Maybelline Fit Me foundation is only $5.99. I was fine getting 2 shades in that because that's a really nice price point. This was $11.99, so I just wanted to get one, but I didn't want to get the wrong shade. Luckily, 106 does work for me, and again, I'm like an NC 35 in matte. I'll list all the other foundations that I wear and what shades I am because that might help you out if you're kind of around the same shade as me. In terms of longevity, I again consider that to be a pro. It's a very long-lasting foundation, and it looks good. It almost looks better the more you wear it too. I love foundations like that because you apply it and it looks nice, but then you look in the mirror maybe an hour later and it looks even better. I'm all about foundations that do that. It's also oil free, so it's not going to clog your pores. It's not going to make you break out. You guys know I have very sensitive skin, very acne prone skin, and this foundation does not make me break out whatsoever, so that's always a pro. And then I also mentioned how the blendability was both a pro and a con. It's very blendable, especially when you're using a damp beauty blender or a beauty sponge. The dampness from this is going to make it easier to blend out because it does kind of dry quickly, but if you are using this as opposed to a flat top kabuki, you're going to be blending it with no problem. Though I do consider the blendability also to be kind of a con because the more that you build it up and pack on another layer and another layer, it tends to be very cakey and harder to blend out. I really like to avoid adding too much product right here because I have very large pores, and that's where it makes it look unnatural and a little bit more noticeable. So I just like to do a really light layer right here. Now if I need extra coverage down on the sides where I have some scarring, that's totally fine. But try to avoid adding a lot of coverage where your large pores are, if you have large pores, because it will kind of accentuate that. But the other con I have is that it kind of oxidizes. So I didn't even notice it, and I don't really notice it on my face, but I do apply it by putting it onto my hand right here. And the other day I was out with my boyfriend and we were shopping, and he randomly looked down at my hand and he's like, "What's on your hand?" And I looked down and it was completely orange. So I asked him if my face looked completely orange because I had the foundation on, and he said no, my face looked fine. But then we were holding up my hand with it, and you could see how orange it was on my hand. So it definitely does oxidize, at least my shade does. I don't know about the other shades, but 106 does oxidize to a little bit more of an orange tint and has a little bit more of an orange hue. All in all, you guys, I'm in love with this foundation. I give it about a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, and that's really good in my opinion. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye! And if you guys want to check out my last video, go ahead and click the video playing. It's a makeup tutorial, but half of it is drugstore, half of it is high-end. And then you can also connect with me on my social medias up at the top right, Instagram and Twitter. And as always, make sure to subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!